The biggest myth about building wealth is that you need a six-figure income. You don't. You don't need to hit the lottery, and you don't need a surprise inheritance either. What you need is 6 months, a clear plan, and the discipline to follow it. In this video, I'll walk you through a month-by-month roadmap that can take you from living paycheck to finally feeling in control of your money. More importantly, you'll understand the psychology behind each step, so these habits actually stick instead of fading after a few weeks. I'm Ivan, and I spend an unhealthy amount of time studying personal finance, behavioral psychology, and the reasons some people seem to navigate financial challenges with confidence, while others constantly worry about their checking account. If you've been looking for a practical way to take control of your finances instead of just hoping things get better, subscribe to the channel and leave a like if this video helps change the way you think about money. So why focus on 6 months? Because it's long enough to create meaningful results, but short enough to stay motivated. One of the biggest reasons people fail with money is that they try to overhaul their entire financial life overnight. They get overwhelmed, lose momentum, and eventually give up. Instead, we're going to focus on one priority each month. Every month builds on the one before it, creating a system that becomes easier to maintain over time. By the end of 6 months, you'll have a financial routine that runs almost automatically, while most people are still stressing every time they check their bank account. Month 1 is all about facing the numbers. Behavioral psychologists have a name for something called the ostrich effect. It's our tendency to avoid information that makes us uncomfortable. Maybe you've put off checking your bank balance after an expensive weekend. Maybe you've ignored a credit card statement because you already knew it wouldn't be pretty. Your brain thinks it's protecting you from stress. In reality, avoidance only makes the problem bigger. The uncertainty grows, small financial mistakes pile up, and before long, everything feels completely out of control. But the moment you look at your finances honestly, something changes. Anxiety starts turning into clarity. Instead of wondering, what if, you can finally start asking, what's my next move? Your first month's assignment is simple. Figure out your 4 core numbers. The first is your net income, the money that actually lands in your checking account after taxes and deductions. The second is your essential monthly expenses. That includes your rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, insurance, transportation, and the basic costs you need to live. The third is what you're already putting toward your future, whether that's retirement contributions, investments, or savings. And the fourth is your discretionary spending, the money you use for restaurants, entertainment, shopping, hobbies, and everything that makes life enjoyable. This part might be uncomfortable. You may realize you're spending hundreds of dollars every month on takeout, or that forgotten subscriptions are quietly draining your budget. But you can't improve what you don't measure. Use whatever tool you'll actually stick with. That could be a budgeting app, a simple spreadsheet, or even a notebook. The important thing is that it feels easy enough to use consistently. Track every dollar for the next 30 days. Don't judge yourself. Just collect the data. By the end of month 1, you'll know exactly where your money is going. Month 2 is about building a 1-month financial cushion. Let's say your essential monthly expenses add up to $2,500. Your goal is to save $2,500. That might sound intimidating, but reaching this milestone instantly puts you ahead of most people financially. Not because they aren't capable of doing it, but because their psychology works against them. Human beings naturally prefer immediate rewards. Saving money often feels like giving something up, but here's a better way to think about it. You're not sacrificing your happiness. You're buying peace of mind. For the next month, cut back aggressively. Cancel subscriptions you rarely use. Cook more meals at home instead of ordering takeout. Put non-essential purchases on hold. Remember, this isn't forever. If saving a full month's expenses in 30 days isn't realistic, extend the goal to 2 or even 3 months. Just don't let a longer timeline become permission to keep spending money you don't need to spend. The faster you build this safety cushion, the sooner you'll escape the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Most people underestimate how powerful this one step really is. Without a cash buffer, a surprise expense, a car repair, an unexpected medical bill, or a broken laptop usually ends up on a high-interest credit card. With a financial cushion, those same problems become inconveniences instead of financial disasters. That changes the way you think. You stop making decisions out of fear and start making them from a position of stability. Month 3 is where you eliminate expensive debt while beginning to build a true emergency fund. A lot of people try to aggressively save money while paying off every debt at the same time. The problem is they treat every debt exactly the same, when in reality some debts deserve your attention long before others. The first step is understanding that not all debt deserves the same level of attention. Some debt, like a mortgage or certain student loans, often comes with relatively low interest rates. It may not be ideal, but it usually isn't the biggest obstacle standing between you and financial progress. High-interest debt is a different story. Credit cards, payday loans, and expensive personal loans quietly drain your income month after month. They're the kind of debt that keeps you stuck because so much of your money goes toward interest instead of building your future. List every debt you have and rank them from the highest interest rate to the lowest. If the interest rate is above roughly 8%, make it your top priority. Put every extra dollar you can toward eliminating those balances first. Once the expensive debt is under control, shift your attention to building a real emergency fund. Your goal is to save enough to cover 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. If you have a stable paycheck and a secure career, 3 months is usually a solid target. If you're self-employed, work on commission, or your income fluctuates from month to month, aim closer to 6. This is where a lot of people make a mistake. They put every financial goal on hold until they've built a massive cash reserve. You don't have to do that. Build the first 3 months of emergency savings, then start dividing your attention between security and long-term wealth. It's exactly what month 4 is about. Month 4 is when you begin investing while continuing to finish your emergency fund. Many people believe investing is something you do years later, after you've already saved a large amount of money. In reality, time is one of the biggest advantages any investor has. You don't need to be a market expert. You simply need a strategy that avoids the most common mistakes. Start by taking full advantage of any retirement benefits your employer offers. If your company matches contributions to a 401k, contribute enough to receive the full match. That's one of the few opportunities in life where someone is literally giving you free money. Ignoring it could cost you thousands of dollars every year. Next, use tax-advantaged investment accounts whenever possible. For most Americans, that means prioritizing accounts like a Roth IRA or contributing strategically to a traditional IRA or 401k, depending on your situation. These accounts allow more of your investments to grow instead of being reduced by taxes. Then keep your investing simple. You don't need to spend your evenings searching for the next hot stock. Even professional money managers struggle to consistently outperform the market over long periods of time. Instead, focus on diversified index funds or ETFs that own hundreds of companies across the market. A broad S&P 500 index fund has historically delivered strong long-term returns, making it one of the simplest ways to participate in the growth of the U.S. economy. The mindset changes as you make progress. At first, you might direct about 70% of your extra money toward finishing your emergency fund while investing the remaining 30%. Later, that split might become 50-50. Once your emergency fund is fully built, every additional dollar can go toward growing your investments. That way, you're never forced to choose between protecting yourself and building wealth. You're accomplishing both at the same time. Month 5 is about increasing your income. Every job should give you at least one of 2 things. It should either help you earn more money or help you develop valuable skills. Ideally, it does both. If it's doing neither, it's worth asking whether it's still the right place for you. Many people stay in underpaid positions because changing jobs feels uncertain. But in today's job market, switching employers is often the fastest path to a meaningful raise. If you've spent several years with the same company and your pay hasn't kept up with your value or the market, there's a good chance you're earning less than you could elsewhere. Start by negotiating. Come prepared with salary data, measurable accomplishments, and clear examples of the value you've created. If your employer isn't willing to recognize that value, begin looking at other opportunities. Loyalty has its place, but not when it's costing you thousands of dollars every year. You can also create additional income outside your full-time job. Freelance. Sell a specialized skill. Turn a hobby into a business. Build an online income stream. Even on extra $200 or $300 each month can dramatically accelerate your financial progress. Imagine negotiating a $5,000 annual raise. After taxes, that could mean roughly $400 more in your pocket every month. If you invest that money, instead of increasing your lifestyle to match your income, it can grow into tens of thousands of dollars over the next decade. That's the real power of earning more without spending more. Month 6 is where everything becomes automatic. Psychologists talk about something called decision fatigue. Every decision you make throughout the day uses a little mental energy. By evening, your brain naturally looks for the easiest option. That's why it's so easy to skip a workout, order takeout. Tell yourself you'll deal with your finances tomorrow. Automation solves this problem. If saving, investing, and paying bills all depend on you remembering to do them manually every month, eventually life will get busy and something will fall through the cracks. Long-term financial success isn't about having endless self-control. It's about creating a system that works even on the days when your motivation disappears. Start by automating everything you can. Schedule automatic payments for your rent or mortgage, utilities, insurance premiums, loan payments, and every recurring bill that matters. Automating your bills does more than save time. It helps you avoid late fees, protects your credit score, and removes the stress of remembering due dates every month. The next step is automating your savings and investments. Set up recurring transfers to your savings account, your investment accounts, and your retirement plan. By now, you already know exactly what your budget can support because you've tracked your spending from the very beginning. Make sure you're paying yourself first. Before money gets spent on anything else, send part of every paycheck toward your future. Then create one account that's dedicated to everyday spending. After your bills, savings, and investments are automatically handled, whatever remains is yours to spend guilt-free. And when that balance runs out, that's your signal to stop spending until the next paycheck. This simple structure makes budgeting almost effortless. Without automation, your financial progress depends entirely on motivation. Some months you'll stay on top of everything. Other months you'll forget to transfer money, delay investing, or convince yourself that one more purchase won't matter. Over time, those small decisions quietly slow your progress. Automation removes that temptation. Your money keeps working behind the scenes while you focus on your career, your family, and your life. One final habit ties everything together. Review your financial plan every 3 months. Your finances are never static. Your income changes. Your expenses change. Your priorities change. Every quarter, take a few minutes to ask yourself a few simple questions. Are my automatic savings still supporting my current goals? Has my income increased enough to raise my investment contributions? Are there expenses I can reduce or opportunities I should take advantage of? Personal finance is constantly evolving. Tax rules change. Investment options improve. New strategies become available. The more you continue learning, the easier it becomes to make smart financial decisions that compound over time. I'll leave you with one thought. 6 months from today, you could still be wondering where your paycheck disappeared. You could still be carrying expensive debt, stressing over unexpected bills, and hoping next month somehow turns out differently. Or you could have a full 1-month cash buffer, eliminate your high-interest debt, build a growing emergency fund, invest automatically every month, and follow a plan that's steadily increasing both your income and your net worth. The calendar is the same. The difference is the system you choose to follow. This isn't about getting lucky. It isn't about suddenly making twice as much money. It's about creating a process and sticking to it 1 month at a time without skipping the fundamentals. Most people expect dramatic results in a few weeks and underestimate what consistent action can accomplish in 6 months. This roadmap works because every step makes the next one easier. By the end of those 6 months, your finances won't rely on willpower anymore. They'll be supported by habits and systems that keep working even when life gets busy. None of this is flashy. It's repeating the basics, reviewing your budget, automating your transfers, choosing not to spend money on things that don't really matter. But 6 months of consistent effort can create years of financial freedom. And financial freedom isn't just about having more money. It's having choices. It's having time. It's having the confidence to walk away from situations that no longer serve you because your finances give you that option. That's what real wealth looks like. Now it's your turn. Build your 6-month system. Stay consistent and let your future self enjoy the results.